Asif Sahib, what's the latest guidance from Huzur Aqdas?
Dr. Kaleem Sahib, the latest guidance from Huzur, which went out yesterday in Al-Hakam and Alhamdulillah was widely circulated thanks to the modern means of communication, is that there should be no room for speculation. The message from Huzur is very clear. It's simple and loud and clear. So that leaves us with no room to be making any kind of speculation, because there were circles even within the Jemaat where speculations were being made to be, questioning whether it is a pandemic which is of a type of a sign in itself, like the plague from the time of the Prophet ﷺ. So Huzur's latest instruction is that if it was a sign from God, and if it was of that type, the way the pandemic of the plague spread across the globe in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the first one to identify that would be Huzur. The first one to announce that it is would be Huzur, Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasril Aziz. So, keeping this in mind, no one absolutely has the right to say this is such and such and this is not such and such. So, the fact of the matter is that it is a pandemic, it is a worrying situation, and the advice from Huzur is clear, and that is probably the only source of comfort that we have at the moment. We've just also heard in the VT, Huzur's advice, we're playing it on MT as well repeatedly, is that, to follow the instructions that we're getting from the medical experts and through our government authorities especially, stick to them. No speculations even in that regard as well, whether it's right or not. I mean, washing your hands can sound like a mummy's advice to their young kids. It might sound like anything, but it has to be followed to the letter. That is the best advice that is coming out at the moment. Social distancing, Huzur has obviously mentioned that as well. We've seen Huzur taking particular care in this regard in the Mubarak Mosque, that the cleanliness and general hygiene is maintained. We've got special prayer mats there as well, which can be taken off and washed and then placed back. So Huzur said that if there is any instruction, it has to be followed. We should feel very fortunate. Like, there is a hadith in where the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Imamu Junnatun, the Imam is a shield. So we are very fortunate that in this time of this pandemic spreading across the globe, we have a shield to take refuge behind.